I'm going through massive problems in life, and you know what? You will see that my Sade Sati is working. You see my Saturn moving over my moon. This is exactly what I hear from so many people who blame all their problems in that poor Saturn which is transversing over their moon. First, let's get the concept of Sade Sati straight. Welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. What is Sade Sati? Sade Sat, that is 7.5 years, is a period of time that Saturn takes to travel over 3 signs. One from behind the moon, then over the moon, and finally 1 house ahead of the moon. Saturn travels 1 sign in 2.5 years. So when we add up the period, it's 2.5, 2.5 and 2.5, that is 7.5 years of Saturn traveling over moon, and 1 house before it, 1 house after it. Now what does Sade Sati have to do with our problems? Actually, what happens is, as Saturn is in transit, is nearing the moon, Saturn being the Karak of karma, being the Karak that helps us release our karma. It is also the Karak of discipline, and it is also said to be the Karak of a lot of systematic alignments, or our karma being removed, expunged from our life, so that we lead a proper disciplined life. In such a case, when we talk about that Saturn over the moon, it also creates a pressure on that moon or that mind, for that matter, that those emotions to become aligned. One thing we all know, that the mind or the emotions are not very punctual, they are erratic, they are indulgent. One would do things as the mind wishes. Your mind today can wish to eat a lot of chocolates, but we know too much of sweets can lead to diabetes. So the mind has to be controlled, the mind has to be set in a way, and Saturn, there can be no other teacher, no other disciplinary than Saturn. And Saturn here is the one that sets the benchmarks, and so the mind feels boggled, the mind feels very restricted. But that's the duty of Saturn, because it has to get our karma in line, and it has to make sure that we are disciplined. So then, because we feel that pressure, that intense hard effect of Saturn, we feel that Sade Sati is responsible for all our problems. In actuality, because we are not disciplined, because we are not structured, because we are not regular, we are not punctual, it is the one that causes all that problems. Now let's look into the traditional ways that we have said that, what Sade Sati affects us. It is said that there will be a lot of delays for us. Yes, because it's Saturn, and our mind wants things to happen quickly, but Saturn is said to do things slowly and thoroughly. So that quickness effect will be missing, and hence we will find that there is a lot of delays. So our mind thinks that things are being very delayed. Saturn also has an ability, when we are going through this Sade Sati period, and Saturn being the Karma Karak, what it does is it removes the negativity. We don't see it at that time, but those things, those relations, those areas of life that brings in a lot of negativity and toxicity in our life, they are removed by Saturn. The mind craves, the emotions crave for those very things because they are used to it, but Saturn removes them all and makes sure that the mind is stable. The mind comes to a frame where we are working in a disciplined manner. Also, Saturn has an ability to take you on a spiritual journey. Please don't forget that Saturn is the Karak of the 8th and 12th houses of the natural zodiac of our chart. This can lead to a little bit of solitude, but it will definitely lead to a spiritual growth for a person. It makes the person strong, spiritually inclined, and having a belief in his or her own karma. This is also a period of transformation. The mind, which was indulgent, now realizes the importance of discipline and now realizes the importance of structure. realizes the importance of boundary and works within those parameters, thereby will have a lot of increase and will have a lot of ability to work in a very structured manner that will help a person reach scale greater heights with discipline in life. Is Sadhe Sati all doom and gloom? If you ask anybody, the person will tell you that yes, the good periods bring in a lot of enjoyment, the good periods bring in a lot of prosperity. But when you ask them, what is the time, when is the period that they have learnt a lot? Most of the people who have achieved certain things in life will say that I have learned the most in my life during my hard times. The hard times has taught me the value of friendship, it has taught me the value of money, it has taught me the value of time. So many things they will be able to say. And during the Sadhe Sati, we also learn all these things. So Sadhe Sati is not just a bad period which is responsible for all your problems in life. No, that's a good excuse to come out of it. I would say that it is a period of learning. It is a period of understanding what karmas need to be done. Yes, one may have health fatigue, one may have an extra workload. You might be taking a lot of workload mentally and physically because you have not done those things that you needed to do earlier. So Saturn is teaching you the need to work hard as a disciplined and a strict teacher. But once you are done, you come out of it, you are that caterpillar that has transformed into a butterfly and is ready to fly into the skies. Please remember that as the caterpillar becomes the butterfly and the butterfly has to come out of the cocoon, that is a very intense period, but very important for the development of the butterfly's wings. So Sadhe Sati is a period that actually trains you for facing good times ahead and how to encash your good times ahead. There can be health instances because moon is the mind and Saturn is, again I repeat, it is the karak of the 12th and the 6th house and the 8th house. So there can be chronic issues also. But you have to understand that these are all psychosomatic. Once you get your mind into a work phase, once you decide that yes, you need to work, you will be over it. There are many people who have reached high positions in life during their Sadhe Sati. Jawaharlal Nehru ji, he became the first Prime Minister of India during his Sadhe Sati. Narendra Modi ji, he became the first time he came into tenure as a Prime Minister, it was during the Sadhe Sati. When we talk about none other than Donald Trump, the first time he became the president, it was during his Sadhe Sati. This is talking about the statesmen. Let's talk about Steve Jobs. He was ousted from Apple, or he had to resign, and then he contemplated. And during his Sadhe Sati, he came back again with a vengeance, where he then had the MacBook, he had the iPad, and so on and so forth. So it is a period that if you are disciplined, if you are on track, if you work hard, it will show you growth. It will show you a lot of things. So Sadhe Sati is not a period to whine about, to cry about, or to think that all my planets are going wrong, all my plans are going haywire because of Saturn moving over my moon. It is a period to think, how hard can I work? If the Sadhe Sati is trying to teach me a few lessons, what lessons are they? And I'm sure that these lessons will be helpful, not just for you, but for me and for everybody else during the later stages of life. So till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.